What's up, everybody? This is Brian Dye. We are going to get started here at the Jurassic Park launch party here in Morgantown, West Virginia. We are going to go over to Batman 66. Thank you for joining us. This is the first time we are doing a stream like this. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, we'd love to hear from you. So what we're doing today is a target match play format where people are going to be placed in groups to play a match play pinball. 4 points to the winner, 2 to second place, 1 to third place, and 0 for fourth place. And we're racing to 24 points. The faster that you accumulate all 24 points, the higher your seed in finals. And once you have achieved 24 points, you are removed from the active pool of players. I'm going to go straighten that camera out because that's driving me nuts. Give me 1 second here. Yes, please plunge extra ball. All right, I'm back. So. On this match right now, we have Aaron Metz, John Paul Figler from Huntington, and Andy Pickens. Andy and Aaron are from Morgantown. And Aaron is up right now. So we're doing this across multiple platforms, and I'm trying to get my chat up, and I don't have it. So I'm working on that. So if people are trying to get to me, or get to us, I should say, I'm working on that as well. So it looks like Aaron started the penguin here, which can be super valuable if you've watched any of Bo and Karen's tutorials. You know that shot can be big money. After that, I think it's the second level, possibly third level, lights up the gadget bank for some really big points. And unfortunate outlane drain there, but it's a good start so far. Brian, thanks for hitting us up. So we have some echo going on. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Try turning some of the background stuff on. A little bit lower volume. Let me know if that helps, Brian. So, like, it's a really strong echo, like you can hear it. I cannot hear it, no. But I just muted some of the desktop stuff, so that might fix it. So here we have from Huntington, West Virginia, this guy, John Paul Figler, and I, way back when I first started getting into pinball, one of the first people I met. Well, one second.
I could go here or here, but it just sounds like the environment.
I fixed it by turning off I fixed it by turning off the desktop audio. All right, so back to my awesome story about John Paul here. He's from Huntington, and when I first started playing like pinball on like what was it? I haven't played it in so long. Pinball arcade. I would stream every once in a while, and he popped in and he's like, "Oh, someone else from West Virginia. This is awesome." And we've been going back and forth about like when we were going to meet, like when were we going to hang out. It was this big thing. It was really funny. But we go back years and years and we've never met. But today, for the first time, we finally get to meet. And he played in Pinburg. Now that I've seen him here and know who he is, I bumped into him a bunch of times at Pinburg and had no idea that's who it was. But he plays down in Huntington. I know they've got the Quicksilver Pinball League going on down there. So if there's anybody from the Marshall University, Huntington area, be sure to check out the Quicksilver Barn Arcade. I know they're relatively new. They've got a really solid lineup of games down there. That I mean, I might make the trip down there just to see what's going on with that location. Pretty cool stuff. So, looks like we are going back around to Aaron. It looks like John Paul he's currently sitting in first, Aaron in second, Andy in third. What's up there? Oh. We should probably have somebody keep it score Get there. So I've got a ton of people helping me. Ashley Talbot, Cameron Talbot, Andy Pickens. A lot of people like trying to keep me in line here. There's a lot of stuff going on. The stream will get better over time, I promise. But some growing pains, getting everything set up, learning our system. So thanks for being patient, hanging out with us. So Aaron's got a ball locked, and it looks like he's started the next phase of his penguin mode. All the shots are lit across the playfield. And you also noticed, the tough outlane drain on that side again. So you have John Paul Figler from Huntington stepping up again, sitting with 27 million. Looks like he might be going for Joker. Nice shot up the right ramp. Try to combo the left ramp. A little late. So the shot that he just shot was to collect his jackpot, and he chooses to continue. So if basically the way Batman 66 works, if you see the main villains chilling out there in the center of the playfield, the big green Joker insert is flashing. And if he would have chosen to collect that jackpot, that Joker light would remain solid, and he would be able to move on to other villains in the game, which he would collect by shooting their respective shots. So the Catwoman is the left and right ramp. The Joker is the bat phone up the middle. You kind of see that rotisserie there. And the Penguin is the right scoop sitting right under that crane. So shooting those shots enough times will qualify the villains, collect all the villains, and then a lot of cool stuff happens. I haven't made it that far, and I'm behind on watching the really in-depth tutorials. So if there's anybody out there that wants to elaborate, please feel free. Looks like he gets into multi-ball here. Looks like I think he started Shame. So he started Shame. Now the Shame modes, the different TV modes in the seasons, there is a bank of targets on the right-hand side of the game, right above the right-in lane that say TV. Hitting all three of those TV lights will light a mini villain. You have to go through the left orbit, and it will sit in a scoop, and it will allow you to choose from any series of villains from different seasons of the old Batman 66 show. And Shame just happens to be a multi-ball mode, probably one of the most commonly picked multi-balls, or I'm sorry, mini villains selected. And you can use that to kind of carry through your other villains. A nice live catch there by John. And let's see, will he elect to collect or not? And this is where it goes. Yeah, I'm stealing that from you, Bowen. So he decided to do the collect. He's got 2 times playfield running right now. So 210 million, not bad. He's not done yet either. This is really brutal that this chat is supposed to be like everything, and it's just not working. Yeah, it's such a bummer. I just can't get it all to work. So I'm like,
I was gonna say, I was wondering why you didn't have chat out there.
Trying to jump between. Well, I do like and of course like it worked when I tested it, but now it's not gonna work, which is a bummer. So back to more important things. John Paul really putting some hurt. A very nice ball by John. So he's after that ball sitting firmly in first place at 244 million after a really strong multi-ball. Jumping into the Twitch chat now, trying to jump into multiple different places at once again here. I'm sorry if we'll get these growing pains squared away here before long. All right. So here we have Andy Pickens, Morgantown League player. Andy is a 2-time champion of the. He has won a Tales of the Tuesday Nights championship. Actually, 2 of those. He's done that twice. Tales of the Tuesday Nights, previously run by Scott Reppert. Scott, if you're out there, we miss you, buddy. Miss seeing your face at different events. Definitely not the same without you. We hope you're doing well. I know you've got a lot of good, positive things going on for you right now. But we'd love to have you come hang out with us again sometime. So Andy has started his multi-ball. It looks like he might also be in Shame. And he's also stacked that on top of the Penguin shots, which can get pretty juicy here. Yeah, he's definitely in Shame. We heard from another West Virginia Pinball League correspondent, Brian Pickens, here in the chat. Sounds like he had too good of a night last night and was unfortunately not able to make it. So, how's everybody out there in internet land today? Doing well, I hope, on this fine Sunday. So Andy looks like he's going back towards the TV targets. Gets an incidental hit to the rotisserie there. Qualifies another lock. Now qualifying, that's another multi-ball I forgot to talk about. On the right-hand side, you'll see the flashing green lights. That is for a different multi-ball, which is qualified by hitting the two flashing white triangles right below that rotisserie. Hitting both of those will qualify the lock. Shooting the right orbit will lock a ball. Lock all three, and you'll start a multi-ball. And there he goes. He's started Excuse me. It looks like he started his multi-ball here. All the flashing green shots are jackpots. And as I do this, I realize that I'm saying a lot of shoot the green thing, shoot the purple thing, shoot the red thing. That's a little confusing, and that seems kind of ambiguous, especially at a time like this. We'll improve on that too. So Andy really kind of picking up speed here. So let's go back here. Sorry guys, just trying to hash out a couple more things here on the other side. Go dark here for just a moment. I'm having some technical problems. So unfortunate drain there from Andy, but he put a pretty good dent. I mean, a 30 million bonus to put him firmly in second place with 127 million points. So, uh-oh, my phone's dying. Y'all. So we have Aaron here that's got a little bit of work to do to catch back up. I'm not really sure whether you'd want to collect here or not. You want to build those values up a little bit more, especially given that you're a little behind at this stage of the game. You know, ball 3, you want to try to build those hurry-ups as much as possible. Shooting the gadget targets will collect a smooth 8 million, and he's looking for that, looks like the right-hand lock shot. Very good dig there. He's really fighting to get control of the ball. Gets a nice cradle here. Looks like he might also be going for the TV shots or the lock shots. Nice nudge. Oh no! I just realized what I did. Let's find another way to do the other thing I need to do. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. And here we have John Paul again from Huntington. He was kind enough, like I said, he lives in Huntington. He was kind enough to swing by and hang out with us for a little bit, coming back from a wedding. Married friend, if you're watching, congratulations on your marriage. And I will be sure to, I know John does some streaming with some virtual pinball at home. He does have a Twitch account. I'll be sure to post the link to his. We actually have multiple players here that stream various games, anywhere from pinball to other video games. And I'll be sure to include everybody's Twitch links, YouTube links, and all that in the show notes after the show's over. But John just keeps on going here. Seems like this game's friendly on the outlanes for sure, but people are still having a really hard time getting control of the ball. Nice dig, a nice slap save there from John. Oh, an unfortunate outlane drain there, but uses his gadgets. Very, very good game from John there. Nice game, man.
Thank you.
So now we have Andy stepping back up here. Andy, a big Weird Al Yankovic fan. Something that very few people know about Andy is that he and Weird Al are actually related. They are, I think Weird Al might be Andy's cousin. So I think he's given a shout out to his cousin using that shirt, that Mad shirt. It was a great show, Mad TV. So again, we are here in Morgantown, West Virginia at the Stern Pinball Jurassic Park launch party at Starport Arcade and Pub. We're right now located right at the top of Chestnut Street. An unfortunate drain there from Andy. And we'll get those scores put in and standings updated here in just a second. So we do have the West Virginia Pinball League here in Morgantown. Thanks to Stern Pinball for hooking us up and Starport Arcade and Pub for allowing us to do this and getting a second Jurassic Park machine down here for us. Took a little bit of work, but we're glad that it happened. I'm glad that it's happening. And let's pop over and see what our standings look like here in just a second. As soon as I can learn to drive my computer. And I will update that, and I will get the next set of groups going, and I will be right back.
Honestly, I wish I could have had a multi-ball going into Mr. Freeze, but no.
My problem was I didn't get multipliers going because I had Penguin going while I got Shane, and I had no multipliers, so
All right, so on Deadpool, Julia, Andy, and Sal, Jurassic Park Pro, Aaron, Cameron, and Ashley. And on Batman 66, Steve, John, and Mark again. Give me just 1 second here. So you guys will actually be playing on the left Jurassic Park? right, so we're coming back. We are going over to what everybody came to see, Cameron Talbot's face. Everybody came to watch this stream to see Cameron. And a big group of people there. No, they came to see Jurassic Park. I'm going to go try to square that. You know what? We're going to start. I'm not going to get in his way. Let's go to... Driving a couple different buses right here. All right, so we're updated. We're good. So on this match, we have Aaron Metz, Cameron Talbot, and Ashley Talbot. Jurassic Park is the newest. Well, I guess not the newest. It's the second newest. They just announced Elvira on a couple days ago, just in time for Halloween. Jurassic Park came out a couple months ago. Really great game by Keith Owen and team. Really, he's keeping the streak alive with games that if anybody's got one of these and they found the sticker in the cabinet, it says prehistoric kinetic satisfaction. That is in a nutshell what this game is. It's such a fun shooter. It's so geometrically unique. The rule set's only going to get better as time goes on, but it's a really, really, really fun game. I feel like the team did a really great job of integrating different qualities about the dinosaurs into the game and how it affects gameplay.
Question about ruling.
Okay.
So Julia started Little Deadpool multi-ball. She thinks she didn't, and she drained, and she thought her turn should have ended, but she's still got it going. She still has a ball in play.
Play on. That's right. Play on. Yep. Hashing out rulings, left and right. Hey-o. So here we have Cameron Talbot up on Jurassic Park. Be right back. And this is not Cameron Talbot. Interestingly enough, it's his wife, Ashley Talbot. Ashley and Cam, again, are married. They've been coming to events for a little over a year now, maybe 2. Time's flying when you're having fun. But Ashley and Cam have been a huge help in getting different things together here, for league. Ashley's one of my league officials, one of our league officials, I should say, not my. But they've both done a lot of help getting things together and keeping me under control and in line and my head on straight. So thank you, Ashley. So let's talk about Jurassic Park. So there are many, many, many different things that you can do on Jurassic Park. You see the various inserts going up the middle. You can progress through different areas of the park by spelling map. By spelling map, you can any lit white insert will advance map. Once you spelled map, you shoot the left ramp to start a paddock, and in each paddock depends on the direction of the truck that Aaron just hit. Really great timing, thank you. Depending on what direction that truck is facing, will basically decide what direction you're going through the park. I'm sure there is probably an optimized way to advance through the park with various perks, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. But basically, once you start a paddock, once you start a mode in that region of the park, there is a dinosaur that is chasing you and your staff down. Different dinosaurs have different qualities that determine how they come after your staff. So, if I remember correctly, and Keith, if this is wrong, I'm sorry, but the herbivores will kind of wander aimlessly throughout the playfield to come after your staff. And you know where your staff are at based on the flashing orange diamond. And you can see that he's got one flashing on the far left side of the playfield. Not really sure. I think he might have already captured his dinosaur. I don't see one flashing, but you know where the dinosaur is because all of that insert where the dinosaur is located will be flashing green. So he can still collect different park staff, even though the dinosaur's already been captured. And if you don't capture them, you leave them behind. And that's not a very nice thing to do. There seemed to be a lot of confusion about that particular rule on the interwebs. So yeah, you can, and if you continue to collect the different staff members, you get streaks for that and different perks. Once you've collected the dinosaur, once you capture the dinosaur, you collect different perks that will help you on your journey through the game. So right now, it looks like Aaron is in one of his control room modes. I think he picked can virus attack. And that's still not Ashley Talbot. Boy, I'm really dropping the ball. That's Aaron again. So Aaron has just now started a paddock. He has his smart missile lit, which is tucked in behind the poppers. Sorry about that. Got pulled away for a stuck ball. So let's see where Aaron is at. So that flashing green arrow is where the dinosaur is, and I have another stuck ball here. Okay. So the green arrow that's flashing there on the left ramp is where the dinosaur is, and he can go after any of the flashing orange rescue shots. But Aaron has rescued enough of the staff that he can shoot up the middle where the truck is. You see right next to the truck on the immediate left and right hand sides, there's some flashing yellow inserts. Shooting that insert or one of those targets will set the trap to capture the dinosaur. And then it will do one of two things depending on where you're at. You can immediately capture the dinosaur, and you know that's ready because the insert will be flashing green and yellow, or you'll have to shoot the helipad, which is the far right shot that's actually tucked under the right-hand flipper. That captures the dinosaur, and then you can go on safely collecting, rescuing, I should say, your staff. Aaron starts Chaos Multi-Ball. So Chaos Multi-Ball is started. Chaos is spelled across the main shots of the game, with the C being on the far left, H being up the left ramp, A being the right ramp. The O is that really, really, really tight shot tucked in between the right ramp and the right orbit, and the S shot is the helipad shot on the right. Once you collect all those letters in order, you shoot the smart missile shot, that flashing red target that he just hit right now, to start Chaos Multi-Ball. Your add-a-balls are based on the number of pop bumper hits. So every certain number of pop bumpers, it'll give you an add-a-ball, which is pretty valuable, especially depending on where you're at in the game. So Aaron's up to 114 million right now. Pretty solid multi-ball going. I'm back. Sorry, I keep going dark. Rolling stuck balls, things like that. So now we have Cameron Talbot again up on Jurassic Park. So he started his T-Rex event. You start your T-Rex events by shooting the truck that's in the middle of the machine. Every time you hit it, you collect a letter in T-Rex. Complete it, and depending on which ones you've played so far and whether or not you are in tournament mode or not, there's an order in which your T-Rex awards come to you. The first one, and got another one, another stuck ball. Guys, I'm going to go dark for just a second. I'm going to keep an eye on some of these stuck balls that I'm having some problems with. I will be right back. I could. I can't make a ruling based on that. All right, I'm back again. Looks like he's in his control room mode right now. This is a tight group right now. Aaron with 1, Ashley with 2, Cameron with 2. Right, so Ashley's up now. It's a nice right ramp shot. So she has, it looks like her T-Rex event going.
So that's not the right attitude.
She needs to feed the T-Rex. She basically needs to shoot the left ramp, which I think that may have been timed out now. So, and since she didn't collect on that, she is no longer able to start that mode. Yeah. Alright, so looks like Ashley needs to set her traps, and she successfully hit one of those targets to set the trap. So now she needs to see the dinosaur on the inner right loop is flashing yellow. And that's how she will capture the dinosaur and advance, start working towards the next paddock. Successful left ramp shot, so she picks up one of her workers. So now she's started T-Rex Chase, the next T-Rex event. Looks like she'll need to shoot the truck to shift gears, and then orange shots will allow her to advance through that. So it's basically going to be shift gears, shoot a shot, shift gears until you puke. Nice chill there. So she hit one of the needed shots, then shifted by hitting the truck in the middle. Nice rescue there, and gets her A letter towards Chaos Multi-Ball. And nice little series of shots there. Sure. So joining me in the booth now is Andy Pickens.
What's up, everybody?
Hanging out here, watching Ashley playing some Jurassic Park. Andy is, again, a two-time league champion here in Morgantown.
Back to back. Thank you very much.
He's definitely got the skills to pay the bills.
I don't know about that.
So what do you think of this format? And do you think it's, I mean, it's definitely a little different than the standard, 4-2-1-0, or just like typical match play for so many rounds. Like you're actually chasing the target score. Like, do you think that has any kind of like, do you go after it in a different strategic way compared to like your typical match play format?
I mean, not really. I mean, this is the first time I've ever played this kind of format, but I think it's just it's very similar to group play. I'm really just not even concentrated on anything else than playing the best I possibly can.
Right.
It's, you know what I mean?
Right. No.
Because it's similar to match play, but maybe it's just the fact that I haven't played this format before. I'm not really even thinking about how many points I have, how many points I need. Maybe that'll change once I get up into the, up near the amount of up near the target that I need. But
Sure.
For right now, I'm just trying to have fun.
Absolutely, man. That's the big thing. Like I just, as long as they're having fun, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
So we had 10 players, we'll be taking 4. I'm sorry, we had 9 players. We'll be taking 4 into finals, and then 2 that are ranked in the IFPA 8,000 plus will be in a novice final, which will be heads up, which we'll be using 2 Jurassic Park side by side for that.
Can't wait for that.
I'm excited. A little nervous on getting those things set up, but
Sure.
It'll take us a little bit of time. It'll give everybody a nice kind of like break too. So.
Should I just plunge this or what?
I mean,
There's really no point in me playing it.
no.
So, I just plunger.
I cannot at this point give you advice on what to do with that.
Okay.
Are you talking about like from where?
Well, I mean, this obviously doesn't count for me, so like, there's really no point in me continuing. I mean, which is kind of cheating, it's like my best score, but you know, no.
Yeah, just go ahead. Go ahead.
So the reason that happened, it's really unfortunate. I think what happened was Cam was still playing during a multi-ball where a ball got stuck.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
a
right?
ball got stuck behind the raptor pen, and while he was, waiting for a ball search, I was actually getting a ball unstuck from Batman while his ball was stuck, so I couldn't really get to him. But the thing that disqualified Cam from that particular game was that he continued to play with the other ball that was not stuck while that one was stuck, and
Sure.
that presents a very significant advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in tournament play, that's just something that we can't do. I don't think Cam knew that. He's a relatively new guy to the scene, and he always
Yeah.
giving out those kinds of rulings, especially to new players. It's really frustrating. He said it was one of his best games that he's had on Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
so
that's
hopefully that
really
doesn't
unfortunate.
Take, the wind out of his sails, but whether we know you real well or whether we're brand new, like
Yeah.
we always have to be consistent across all the players
I
at all times.
I had that exact same thing happen at last year's PPO. I was on Guardians of the Galaxy, started a multi-ball, or no, the plunger lane actually put 2 balls into the plunger lane, and I don't think I realized it, that I got an extra ball out of that. I wasn't paying attention, it just auto-launched, and I was lucky enough to, I don't think I was aware of that rule at the time either. I was lucky enough that somebody caught it for me, and I was trapped up anyway.
Right.
And I was able to drain one and keep playing. But yeah, if you don't know that rule and you're taking advantage of it, it's a bummer because you're just
Right.
going to get DQ'd.
And there's as a tournament director, especially like in bigger events like Pinburg, it's hard because sometimes it's a game rule that you don't know, or sometimes it might be like a one-off malfunction that the game is having, like if it loses track of balls or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
Sometimes it's just inadvertent. There's no ill will behind it, and I don't think Cam was trying to take advantage of the
course
situation at
not.
all,
No.
whatsoever. But again, it's just one of those things where you have to rule it the same across everybody for the tournament. We are plunging extras today in an effort to kind of keep things moving as quickly as possible.
Man, the light show on that smart missile shot is so cool.
Yeah, I love it.
This whole game
it's
is
a lot of
just
fun.
incredible. Great game from everybody.
Yeah,
Looks
it was
like.
a really, really solid game as far as I can tell. I'm going to update the standings here, and I do want to give a very quick shout out to some of our friends across the country that have been really kind of instrumental in helping me get this stream put together. Everybody on here, Carl D'Angelo out at IE Pinball, the Inland Empire Pinball Association, the folks up at Papa, the folks up at Rage Tilt Pinball. We all have a really great relationship with each other. Jack Danger at Dead Flip, and Kevin and Nick up at Buffalo Pinball. All really super helpful information on the internet about how to do these kinds of things. So a very big shout out to them. Be sure to follow all those channels on Twitch. Constantly holding events. I know Carl's got one going on right now, and that's probably where everyone's at right now.
That was a good game.
But anyhow, I'm going to go get these standings updated, and we'll be right back. Watch the cord there.
I should probably scoot the other way.
Cam, he got a 1 for that game. So on the right, Jurassic Park is going to be Mark, Sal, and Aaron. On Beatles, it's Ashley, John, and Julia. And on Deadpool, it's Steve, Cameron, and Andy.
All right.
I've seen it when I was like, I'm aware of the multi-ball. I was saying here.
All right, and we'll take an updated look at our standings. Julia and Andy are tied for first. Julia's come a really long way in her pinball journey. So right now, if the tournament were to end right now, we'd have a tie last spot in finals between John and Steve. And we are going to go to, whoops, the Beatles.
Heck yeah, man. Beatles is so good. This one's set up impossibly hard, too.
Yeah, I noticed that. I like I said, I've spent probably the least amount of time on all the games, like, on the Beatles. You know, I'm in here fixing more than playing, and when I, do have some free time, I like to play the games that I know because it's more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, it's a really straightforward rule set.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, it's just like that disc in the middle makes such it just makes such a huge difference.
It is
that
punishing.
spinning disc,
It is punishing.
in the middle. So
I was one of the people that when it came out, I was just dismissing it as Sea Witch.
I did too.
It's a completely new game.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously the layout is similar, or it's the same layout, but a few little tweaks. It's got that super jackpot, or the jackpot collect underneath those the drop targets on the left, which is a really cool shot. It's really hard to make. Am I already up on Deadpool? All right,
so.
I'll be back.
All right. We've got our scores updated here at the bottom. If anybody out there is watching, can you tell me if there's still echo? Because I can hear it on my end. A really solid drop catch by John Paul there. That was a crazy, crazy good drop catch. So Beatles, what I know about the Beatles. One is that Twitch, if you're listening, the sound is off. I turned off sound on this game so you don't mute my video on demand. And I refuse to play country music like Jack Danger does on his streams. But I don't think the sound is very necessary on the Beatles anyway, in terms of callouts and stuff. Anyhow, so you'll see at the bottom of the playfield there's some lights bouncing around. Those represent different modes. I know there's super pops, super spinners, super loops, and there's one other one. Can't remember what it is. Pops, spinners, loops.
Pop, spinners, loops, drop targets.
Drop targets.
And the last mode is multi-ball.
Yeah, the last mode becomes available on either ball 3 or if you finish the other modes prior to ball 3.
Good luck.
Which, yeah, good freaking luck. So it looks like right now they're in the Super Pops mode. Again, for fear of copyright reasons, I'm not saying anything about the Beatles other than that's the fact that in the game we're playing right now. But collecting all those drop targets will increase the value of the super jackpot that's tucked away behind that left 3 bank of drop targets. Super spinners, shooting the spinner will build that jackpot. Super pops, hitting the pops will build that jackpot, so on and so forth. If you can manage to stay alive that long. Again, the outlanes on this one are set up particularly difficult. And that spinning disc in the middle is just, again, brutal.
It's brutal. And it seems like it's just spinning all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know it's not, but it seems like it is. So Ashley is in the super spinners mode, all my lovin', I think. I noticed she went for the short plunge skill shot too, which I don't like taking that one.
Yeah, especially with the way the ball can kind of feed from there, hit
Yeah.
the top of the right sling,
And just go right out the right out lane.
That's dangerous for sure, especially so if you're in the super pops mode, like a full plunge, that magnet will catch it up top, and you can at least get some points for free.
Exactly.
Before you get housed. Let's see, what are some other rules that we haven't touched on? So hitting the Fab 4 targets, completing all of those, I think advances your bonus multiplier.
Yeah, I can't remember what exact. I think it's specifically the 1964 targets up at the top in the loop. Once you get all those down, it advances your multiplier. And if you're not in a mode, or if you finish a mode, then you have to drop down Fab and 4 in order to light your mode. And you have to hit the loop successfully in order to start the next one.
Gotcha. So he is in Loop Mania, and the objective, as you might guess, based on the little swimming lights up top, are to shoot that loop with as many times as you can with the upper right-hand flipper, or you can shoot the right orbit with the left flipper. Nice shot. I feel like that shot from the lower flipper to that upper left loop is a really, really tight shot.
It's a tough one.
And for John never having played this particular machine before, the fact that he found it that quick is really impressive. There's two. We should have started doing the Tootsie Pop. 1, 2. Everybody's clapping for Mark Witkowski Jr. having a huge ball over on Jurassic Park. $242 million for Mark Witkowski on ball 1. You said you never played before. Oh, you've never played before. I don't care if you're 8,000 plus. You're in the pros now. All right, so again, I'm not keeping up with my stream, folks. This isn't John Paul Figler. This is Julia Metz, and I faded out that graphic just as she was losing her ball. Julia, I'm sorry.
I mean, Beatles turns people over so fast that it's impossible to keep up.
Yeah, sure, for sure. That's a really good point. Since I've messed up everybody else, hey everybody, this is John Paul Figler. Just kidding. So she has her basically glorified pity mist multi-ball. They get it for free on ball 3. So is the jackpot in this multi-ball just timed? Does it randomly light after you've been in it?
So after you hit a certain number of switches, I can't remember how many it is, but
that's irrelevant. Just keep the ball alive.
And then after you hit the jackpot, it's again after you hit a certain amount of switches, the jackpot will light up again in that loop.
Gotcha.
And then you can see the blue light on the left-hand side flashing behind those drop targets.
Yeah, so if she hits that shot right now, brutal feed. That would have been worth a good chunk of points. And 841,000 on any Beatles, let alone this Beatles, if that's the number I'm seeing, is a big score. 893,000. That's a big score. That's a real big score. So we have John Paul stepping back up again.
Brian said I'm about triple the volume of Brian and popping hard. Okay.
It's probably because I'm running Wi-Fi and not direct line in.
Probably.
So John Paul up again. He has surpassed Ashley for first place. He's up to almost a million. It looks like he's got 2 of his songs completed from balls 1 and 2. Well, obviously they're completed because he played them. He is racking up some points here. gets the. There's an
Got the
add-a-ball in this
add-a-ball.
game.
Yeah,
What?
that mystery target that is right below those left pop bumpers. They're not the pop bumpers, but the drop targets. It's very low. It's like it's way down there on the field, right above that left slingshot on the left side.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where your add-a-ball is.
So right. Am I in the right?
Yeah, see where that lit blue light is?
Oh, right here. Oh, okay, gotcha.
There's a stand-up target right there that will give you your add-a-ball.
Oh, he survived the first one. He survived 2 of those like little skill shots that bounced around the top of that slingshot.
Okay.
So we're getting some mixed reviews here on the quality of our stream.
Twitch, but that really shouldn't matter. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if there are any limitations on Facebook in terms of like frame rate or bits per second or any of
Yeah.
that stuff like there is on Twitch. I'm not a Twitch partner, so that could very well be a reason for some of the quality issues. Again, I'm certainly going to try to go back and watch the video on demand. Plunge extras, yes.
Volume much better.
But if you have any feedback whatsoever, you're not going to hurt my feelings. We only want to make this better for everyone, including ourselves. This takes an incredible amount of time and energy to get together in the first place, and I want to thank everybody again that has helped made this possible. So John is done. He finishes out his game with almost, holy cow, I don't think I've ever seen a score that high on any of these
that
games.
bonus collect was almost 300,000.
Good lord.
Which is very solid on this.
It's a really, really, really good game. Another one by John. Representing the Quicksilver Barn Arcade out of Huntington. I mean, doing a killer job. Definitely the dark horse of the tournament. So we're going to get this right. That's Julia Metz. Everyone. Uh-oh. It wasn't centered. My OCD's kicking in. I got to fix it. That's better. That's Julia Metz. So it looks like she is in her super loops mode. So this might be a rules knowledge thing. So if you press the left or right flippers before you launch your ball, and a lot of people do that kind of as a psychological, like, getting ready kind of thing, that actually switches your modes before you plunge the ball. So I think what may have happened, I think she switched her mode and she unfortunately had foregone her multi-ball.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah.
Ball 3 multi-ball. That's where rules knowledge really comes into play on Beatles.
No doubt. So it looks like it will be. I think that game ended with John, Ashley, and then Julia. John, Ashley, then Julia. And we will bounce over and check out our standings. I'm going to step away for just a moment. I will be right back. John, join me.
Yeah.
All right. So we're hopping back over to Jurassic Park. We get some other things cleaned up here. Real quick. Driving too many buses today. This is not really Jurassic Park Premium, but I needed a way to build that in.
I don't know if there's an entry for that yet.
No, I don't think so. So joining me now in the booth is John Paul Figler from Huntington. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Yeah.
Just doing the stream thing for this kind of stream, for the first time. So you said you guys were coming from a wedding up in Indiana, PA, and had time to stop by. So we definitely appreciate that.
Oh, it's halfway down, so I figured, why not?
That's a good stopping point for sure. So we have Sal Sulik up on Jurassic Park right now. We switched games, and I forgot to fix the score screen. Let's see if. Hey Andy, can you fix the score cam on the right for me? There's just a little swivel. Anyhow, so you're up here representing Quicksilver Barn Arcade out of Huntington. I know you guys just got a league going down there. Got a little bit of growing pains, but that's normal, I think, for any area. Because I know when I was down there, I had some interviews at different hospitals. There was a pizza place that had a Simpsons pinball party, and that's all I could find, and it was just mind-numbing that there was nothing to play down there. So it's relatively new. But what all games do you guys have down there?
Down at Quicksilver,
Yeah.
we have 9 machines. There's Black Knight, there's Deadpool, Star Trek, Star Wars, Iron Maiden.
Closer to the mic.
There's Game of Thrones, X-Men, and I think there's a couple of others I'm missing out on. And I think Monster Mash as well.
Okay, that's a pretty solid lineup.
I hear we're going to be getting Jurassic Park pretty soon too, so
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know they're shipping those out now.
hoping for a big event, kind of like what you guys are having up here as well. So.
Sure. If you guys need any help with anything, feel free to get a hold of me, and we'll help you guys put something together. Now I know basically how you and I contacted each other for the first time was through Twitch. So I told everybody that there are multiple people playing today that have Twitch channels, and I'll put all their links to their channels in the show notes when we're done. But tell me a little about your Twitch channel, what you do, and what your Twitch handle is, so everybody that's watching can follow you.
I pretty much stream digital pinball. I don't have the equipment to stream any of the real stuff, like anything that you're doing right now, or anything that Papa or Netflix or whatnot is doing. So, what you'll see me mainly stream are Pinball FX3, a little bit of Pro Pinball, a couple of other games as well that are off to the side, kind of like Marbles on Stream, for instance.
Cool.
Great community game. Highly recommend just chilling out and relaxing.
For sure. That was actually one of the first games, you mentioned Pro Pinball. That was one of the first games that I played for PlayStation that really kind of I really like this game. It was The Web, Pro Pinball The Web, and I think there was another one, Fantastic Journey.
Fantastic Journey, but it was the first one I grew up playing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Big Race USA and then The Web on the PlayStation.
But those were all super, super fun games, really killer soundtracks, just a lot of fun. So have you had a chance to play Jurassic Park yet before today, or?
I've had the chance to play Jurassic Park over at Replay FX in between Pembroke rounds.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. Yeah, we had one there. We had 6 there. Yeah, I think it's another classic Elwin. It's just, I feel like a lot of his machines are so unique in the way the geometric layouts and how he does business. So
Keith Elwin's a great designer.
He's good at pinball stuff in general. I think he's won a couple tournaments during his stint in the pinball lifetime. A couple world championships here, a couple Papa titles, a couple Pinburg titles. I mean, nothing really big, but he's an all right guy. He's an okay player. But again, a very great game. 436 million, a standing ovation for Mark Witkowski from the sold-out crowd here in Morgantown. He's wearing his Cardinals jersey, and we can talk about that another day. But a very, very solid game. That's up there for sure. So again, we have Sal Sulik up here right now. And I think we forgot to mention, John, what's your Twitch handle so people can follow and subscribe to you?
My Twitch handle is PinballWiz45B with a billion.
45B is in billion. So be sure to follow him, check out his stuff out. He does like I said, a lot with virtual pinball. I think it's funny. It was a kind of a rough feed from the left ramp.
Yeah.
Were you at Jack's party pre-Pinburg?
Yes.
We bumped into each other like 100 times, and we never knew it. So Sal finishes with about 32 million there. She's stoked about that. That's what we like to see. So Aaron is back up. That is not Sal. Looks like they've also finished up on Deadpool. And I'll get those results for you. And on Deadpool, it looks like Steve took first place, Cameron took second place, and Andy Pickens took third place. So let's see what Aaron could be going for here. It looks like he's trying to start Chaos Multi-Ball. He'll finish the S. And I found that there's one of two ways you can really go about going for that Chaos shot. And he's actually, I don't know whether you lock yourself out of Chaos by doing he was right there. He was right there.
So you have to start Chaos by hitting the left ramp? Or?
Chaos is started by hitting the target that's kind of tucked in at the pop bumpers. So
Okay,
it's
I think the last time I played it, I think I hit the left ramp and then hit the target.
Well, I know there's the T-Rex, the Feed T-Rex event is started. That multi-ball is on the left ramp. Chaos, the target's tucked away behind behind those pops there. So, again, we are here in Morgantown, West Virginia at the Stern Pinball Jurassic Park launch party. I am Brian Dye. I'm joined in the booth right now by John Paul Figler. We're going to get this next round going, and we'll be right back. On Deadpool, it's Aaron, John, and Sal. On Beatles, it's Julia, Andy, and Mark. And on
It's either Taxi, Batman, or Jurassic Park.
1 second here. Cameron, Ashley, and Steve will be on Taxi. Remember, on Taxi, it's going to be single player game. Doing all the wrong stuff again. Oh boy. This is not good. I didn't take my time with this. This looks really ugly. I'm really sorry. I will fix this in a second, but we have Cameron Talbot up on Taxi. We're playing this as a single-player game due to the lock stealing. So Taxi's a great old system, Williams System 11 game. The object is to pick up passengers like Santa Claus and Pinbot and Marilyn Monroe. And you do that by shooting their flashing shots. And then once you pick up all the passengers, you can collect a jackpot, which on this machine has been maximized at 1.5 million points. And we've also set it such that the pop bumpers will give you 20,000 points per pop bumper hit that will advance the jackpot rather than like the normal like 5,000 points to make it a slow kind of incremental thing. A slow incremental increase for the jackpot. So one of the other objectives is multi-ball, which can be pretty valuable. That flashing green triangle on the right-hand side of the game, he can lock a ball there, and then he can shoot the left ramp to start his multi-ball, and you can pick up passengers as you go through your multi-ball. So I'm not sure. I mean, it's a relatively safe shot, so I'm not sure if there's a reason he's not going for it or if he's just missing. It's a brutal outlane. Alright, so now you can actually see what he's doing score-wise. And I have the wrong group information up again on the bottom. This is tough. This is really hard. There are the current scores. Again, we're racing to 24. 24 points. Winning the game gives you 4 points. Getting second place gives you 2. Getting third place gets you 1 point. And losing the game, coming in fourth, gets you 0 points. As competitors achieve 24 points, they're removed from the pool of players. And everybody else that's still chasing that target score will be left to play each other. So another brutal outlane drain there, so we need to write that down. Hold on 1 second. Write that down. All right, had to run a little bit there. Sorry about that. So Ashley's up on Taxi now on ball 2. Other valuable things to know about Taxi, the plunge skill shot, you can either, basically the number of times it goes around the spin out will advance the light bar there on the right. You can advance passengers, and the most valuable award that you can get, depending on where you're at in the game, is 300,000 points. So your spin out value is multiplied by what number ball you're on. So she plunged her extra ball there, as she should. I almost thought she was going to play it, but that can be big in the tournament setting. Being able to plunge that extra ball in a game like Taxi, not really something I had considered, because then as you can see there, your fourth ball is worth. You can tack on an extra 100,000. So we're learning stuff today as a tournament director. So get control here. She picks up, she does the joyride. Picks up 460,000 points. Oof. That was huge. I think she barely caught Cam there. Alright, so I let that entire game, I left that up again. This will get better. This will get better. I'm running in too many different directions. So here we've got Steve Sabino. He is tied for first place with 8 points right now. That's a rough ball one there on Taxi. I don't really feel so bad about messing up Ash and Cam's stuff because they're married and it's okay. It'll be fine. So Steve picks up Drac worth 20,000 points. Oh, Alexa, clip that. What? No, 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 no. Oh, that is such a brutal. So at this point, I'd be going multi-ball, not necessarily for the jackpot. Multi-ball you can kind of safely keep on cradled while you're trying to peg off all the other passengers. I mean, all of the characters, with the exception of Dracula and Santa, are collectible from the left flipper. There he goes. So he's got his lock. He needs to shoot the left ramp to start his multi-ball. And an added bonus, he gets to plunge again, which is worth, in that case, another 150,000, which is nothing to sneeze at. So now he needs to shoot the left ramp. Cradles up. Great shot. He got his multi-ball. Oh! And he made a great save the first time. Another beautiful dig there. But I thought he was going to get it that first time. It's good to see he didn't get kind of screwed out of that feed from there from that again. So to re-qualify your lock, you have to collect a passenger after the end of your multi-ball, which he did. Locked another ball there, picks up 75,000 points. On another plunge, which, again, nothing to sneeze at. So he's at 691. I think the target score to win was just over 900,000. And he starts his multi-ball again. Let's see if this one... Oh. That feed comes so quick. Gets into the slings. Very kind out lane from the Pinball Gods. Another kind in lane from the Pinball Gods. It's a nice little feed up into the Drac target, or the Drac catapult, I should say. Might have been able to move. I mean, he's got, I think, roughly 80,000 in bonus. This is going to be really close. It's going to be really, really close to see if he came in second on that one. So nobody matched. A bummer, as always. And we are going to move games. So I'm going to move things over to Deadpool. Be right back.